I love chocolate. I love it so much that other baristas I work with mock me for drinking it. Well, today I'm going to drown out all their pretentious scorn by combining chocolate with coffee. We're going to start with a very simple recipe, and by the end, we're going to make some seriously next level mochas. Oh, and stick around to the end for a bonus recipe that I think you're really going to like. Hey, it's Josh from the Coffee Science and Education Centre. Today, it's all about one of the most popular coffee indulgences, the mocha or mocha, depending on where you grew up. If you're playing along at home, I'll list the measurements and some conversions in the comments below, so do check them out. Okay, sounds good. Let's start with level 1. The basic ingredients are simply coffee, chocolate, and milk. It's essentially a cafe latte with chocolate. So for level 1, I'm going to keep things real simple and just show you a standard recipe you can get in most cafes. To make this version, you'll need a drinking chocolate powder. Drinking chocolate is typically a mix of cocoa powder and sugar. The most common drinking chocolates contain around 20 to 25% cocoa powder, but however, some will go as high as 40 to 50%. Naturally, the powders with a higher cocoa content are going to have a more edgy, bittersweet taste, and vice versa. The best choice for mocha depends on your preferences and the type of coffee you're going to combine it with. In this case, we're going to grab a 300ml cup, that's about 10 ounces, and add a double shot of espresso. Then we'll add 1 tablespoon of drinking chocolate, which is around 15 grams, and stir it together until the lumps are gone. We'll steam the milk, pour it in, and we're done. A simple but very tasty mocha. It's good, but I think it's time to take things to the next level. To step things up, we're going to add some real chocolate. I mean, the benefit of real chocolate is that it contains cocoa butter, which gives a very creamy taste and mouthfeel, which is something you don't just get with standard cocoa powder. The choice of chocolate is up to you, but for level 2, I'm going to stick with a crowd-pleasing milk chocolate, around 35% cocoa content. Now there is a few ways that you can melt the chocolate, but I'm going to make it into a chocolatey sauce. A little bit like the kind that you might buy in a bottle, but way better. To make the sauce, start with 200 grams of chocolate and 60 grams of cold water. It's important to start with cold water. And heat both ingredients together so the chocolate doesn't separate into a blobby mess. The fastest way to do that is in a microwave. Heat the mix until it's just warm. Around 30 seconds is all we need for this batch. Stir with a whisk until it is smooth and pour the mix into a squeezy bottle. If you're in a cafe, you can keep this mix warm on the espresso machine, but if you're making it in larger quantities, you can keep it warm and ready to serve in a soup urn. I mean, chocolate for everyone, right? At home, if you need to keep some for the next day, pop the squeezy bottle in a fridge and heat it up the next day in the microwave. Just bear in mind that this mix will not last forever, so make sure you drink all that chocolatey goodness. Now that we have the mix, making a mocha is super quick. Pour a fresh shot of espresso and add an equal quantity of the melted chocolate sauce and stir it together. Steam the milk and pour it in. You can also use the sauce as a topping on your mocha or on an ice cream, desserts, breakfast cereal. Okay, that is seriously delicious. But I sense that you're not happy to settle for really good. You're after a mocha so good, it'll melt your face off. Let's turn this up to level 3. For level 3, we're going to start with a high quality Couverture chocolate. This is the type of chocolate that pastry chefs and chocolatiers use to make those fancy chocolate sculptures. This type of chocolate has more cocoa butter than your everyday block of chocolate. I am using a 55% dark chocolate, but you can use milk cream or white chocolate if you like that sort of thing. To make the ganache, combine 100 grams of chocolate with 100 grams of cream and heat this mix in the microwave until it's warm, around 30 seconds. When it is warmed up to around body temp, mix it together until it is smooth. If you're in a hurry, you can use a blender to speed things up. Now that we have our ganache, you can store this mix in the fridge until you need it. When it is time to make a mocha, put the Pull a double shot of espresso and add an equal quantity of the ganache, around 40 grams, and stir it together. Steam some milk and pour that over the chocolate coffee base and top it off with some shaved chocolate or some more ganache, or both. I mean, this is gonna be chocolatey goodness. Boom, that is crazy good. Okay, before we wrap this up, I'm gonna have a bonus recipe on how to make the ultimate mocha frappe. Okay, I know, frappes are like a 90s throwback, but wait till you try this one before passing judgment. So, we're gonna use the same ganache base that we had for our level 3 mocha and add 100 grams of this to a blender, along with 200 grams of ice, 100 grams of milk, a double shot of espresso, and a quarter teaspoon or 1 gram of xanthan gum. Now you can find xanthan gum in your health food section at the supermarket. It's typically used in gluten-free baking. The reason we're adding it is to act as an emulsifier. It helps prevent the ice from separating from the other ingredients, which gives it that classic frappe texture. You know, just like those drinks from the unnamed multinational coffee chains. Blend all the ingredients together until the big chunks of ice are smooth and pour it into a chilled glass and party like it's 1999. Now that is all from me. I'll post the recipe measurements down in the comments. And while you're there, let me know how you make a mocha or a mocha. I'd really am keen to see what the rest of the world does. Until next time, I hope you have a really good day. See you around.